Staff duties, training, and monitoring. In this presentation, the topics that we will discuss will be staff responsibility, sponsor training duties, monitoring, volunteer activities and recruitment strategies, and meal count forms. SFSP staff positions include director, site supervisor, which is required at every site, food service staff, monitor, which is required for sponsors with more than one site, volunteers who must be trained, staffing, which all staff must be trained as well. Food service staff. The number of food service employees will depend on the number and types of meals prepared. Please see the sample chart. Summer Food Service Program Director duties. The duties of the director includes attending the annual state agency training, whether it is in person or virtual, provide overall management and supervise the SFSP program, select sites, submit application agreements, correspond with state agency, coordinate and delegate outreach responsibilities, hire, train, and supervise staff, arrange food preparation and or delivery, ensure that monitoring requirements are met. Again, monitoring is required to sponsors with more than one site. Adjust meal orders, submit reimbursement claim no later than the 20th of each operating month, civil rights compliance training, and handle all agreements such as contracts, bidding, and vendors. SFSP director duties continue. Maintain all program documents for 3 years plus the current year. Ensure that all site information is current in the online application. Ensure site supervisors know how meals will be provided, whether they are vended or self-prepped, and the daily menu and they should also know the required meal components. Ensure office and sites have and Justice for All posters posted and that they are visible. If any changes are made such as the meal serving time and or operating calendar dates, you must notify the state agency by creating a revision to the online application as soon as possible. SFSP Assistant Director duties. Those duties include providing initial and ongoing training for sponsors and site personnel, maintain forms for record keeping, maintain contact with vendor for meal delivery, maintain time and attendance records of staff, maintain records on number of meals served daily. SFSP bookkeeper responsibilities. The responsibilities of the bookkeeper include maintaining the following items: daily site reports, invoices and bills, food costs, labor costs, admin costs, other costs, and program income. They must also prepare reimbursement, prepare payroll, and purchase office supplies. Monitor's responsibilities. The responsibilities of the monitor include checking on-site operations to ensure site personnel maintains records, ensure the site operates in compliance with the SFSP program requirements, visit all sites within the first week and revisit when necessary, review food service operations within the first 4 weeks, complete required monitoring visits and reviews on state agency approved monitoring review forms, report unresolved or critical issues to management, conduct additional visits to sites as necessary to provide technical assistance, suggest corrective actions for problems and ensure that the site takes corrective actions, conduct trainings for new site staff as necessary. Site supervisor responsibilities include attending sponsored training, ensure civil rights requirements are properly implemented, be on site for the entire meal service, inform SFSP director or assistant director of field trips, communicate changes in meal service to the director or assistant director, serve meals, and clean up after meals. Site supervisor responsibilities continued. They must ensure the safety and sanitary conditions at each site, ensure the safety of food and comply with local health and safety standards, receive and account for delivered meals, ensure that children eat all meals on site at congregate sites, plan and organize daily activities, implement alternate meal service arrangements during inclement weather, and take accurate meal count at point of service. Training. ALSDE trains new sponsors required by USDA. ALSD trains returning SFSP sponsors annually required by USDA as well. Sponsors train all parties associated with the SSFP meal service. No one can assist in the program operations unless they have been trained and appear on the training sign-in sheet. Training site personnel. The topics are to include meal pattern requirements, menu, meal counting, record keeping, site monitoring, sanitation and food safety issues, and civil rights. Remember to document your training. You must include the date of the training, the sign-in sheets of attendees, agenda of the topics covered during each of the training sessions, which must include the civil rights, resources that were used for the training as well. Meal count forms. Meal count forms can only be utilized in case of emergency with the approval of ALSDE. The reason being is that we are implementing electronic meal counting for this program year 2025. So meal count forms will only be utilized in case of emergency. Meal count forms must be maintained daily for each meal service. Meal count forms, they must consist of information of the program participants, and non-program adult meals and second meals must be recorded on the meal count forms. The meal count form must be signed by the site supervisor. This required form may be located on the Break for the Plate website. Here's a picture, an image of the meal count form. Reminders. Methods used to record meal count must be accurate. Agenda and sign-in sheets to ensure staff was adequately trained. Monitoring must take place within 2 weeks. Volunteer opportunities can include, but not limited to, outreach for program, site supervision, meal preparation, site activities, and volunteers can be intern and senior citizen programs, for example. If you have any questions, please send your questions to sfsp@alsde.edu.